Hello, hello, my wonderful collective. Welcome to my channel. This is me, Slava. Good to see everybody. And welcome the guests of my channel as well. If you're new, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Okay, my beautiful, wonderful collective. Today I decided to do another reading for you. And once again, the topic of today's reading will be the changes in your life. What changes should you expect? What is changing? Changes in your life. What area in your life will be shifting? So what is changing in your life? Let's see. First rune is Hagalas. Hagalas is about destruction, uncontrolled forces, changes, and of course, external input. So there is definitely things changing here without doubt. There's a destruction taking place of your enemies, of course, because I do not necessarily see you're affected. This is a positive changes, right? Something is being destroyed. Something that overstay its stay in your life is being demolished. Destruction. Destruction of forces that has been surrounding you for a very long time is changing. I will clarify exactly what destructions are taking place, but I do not pick up the energy. I do not feel like this is destruction of your life. No, no, no. Very powerful forces here. External forces. There's external aspects, maybe individual. You cannot control this process. Okay, this is happening behind your back, whether you're ready or not. But this is for your own good. Okay? Let's see what else. What else? We have Jera. This is a result. Happiness. Prosperity. Okay? Prosperity coming towards you. Someone here is, I feel like, constantly try to destroy your life. Maybe it's a jealousy on your finances. I will clarify exactly, but I feel like your enemies here are pretty much screwed. Not pretty much, 100%. This is 100%. We take a look what forces are being destroyed right now behind your back via external input. External people are involved here. You may know them directly, you may not know them directly. Could be criminals getting busted, criminals getting arrested, most likely, facing imprisonment. There's this negativity that I feel that is part of your life. And on a positive note, there's a prosperity, there's finances, there's abundance, fruitful season ahead of you. Because there's always been this stagnation. Someone here constantly been stagnant your life. I feel like just does not leave you alone constantly. So who is being destroyed? What kind of forces are being removed? This is once again uncontrolled forces that has a play to be here. This is outside of your control. It's happening behind your back. So if you had enemies that harmed you behind your back, there is now powerful forces that are after those who harmed you, if that makes sense. Okay? So who is being destroyed here? Who is being destroyed here? Tree, money. Money, see? Again, money. Someone here was fighting over money with you or did not want you to receive money, right? Someone's money being cut off. Your enemy's money. They're losing money. They're losing money. Right. Yeah, see, separation. This is the card of crossroads. Your enemies are going to be forced to leave you the hell alone. Right now they're fighting because I feel like they're trying to prove something here, right? But I see ending here. Someone who wanted your money, Someone who, rolled a lip, you can say, on your money, they will be forced to go away. They will be forced to go away here. Because these people are going to be gone. They're demonically oppressed people, negative, dark, money hungry, power hungry. You're freeing yourself from these demonic influences. Freedom, absolute freedom, new life, new you. There's a person here that is so oppressed, unhealthy person, demonic person, negative. I see witch. Witch, again, the card witch. Maybe what's witchcraft done on you constantly? Someone's constantly was doing something, right? Saw that this is would work for them. Dark forces, lovers. This is about lovers. This situation sounds to me like dragging on from your past. It's to do with your past, some sort of relationship. Some sort of relationship was done to you as a result of some sort of relationship. Someone here really, really wanted to either separate you, break you up. Maybe you were in a relationship with somebody and that individual wanted to once again destroy you because there's a card of demonic influence, witch, and lovers. Maybe this is a lovers. Maybe this is a couple that has been doing this to you. So things are being destroyed in their lives. For you, I see freedom, I see prosperity, I see financial abundance. Who is being destroyed? Who is being destroyed? Greedy person. An individual that doesn't want to lose. Greedy. Mine. I'm not going to give it out. Why would I give something to you? Because according to this individual, you don't deserve it, right? You don't deserve it. So that person coming from a perspective that this is mine, I'm not going to give it. If this is, let's say, lawsuit, that person does not want to be sued and does not want to settle you, does not want to pay you damages that individual inflicted upon you, right? So money here, this person fighting for money. See, there could have been some sort of legal disputes here going on. So they're angry. They don't want to give out. They don't want to give out money. And they're doing everything. Witchcraft, corruption, fraud, falsification. They're all over the place. All over the place. Because this person here, I see, by the card of demonic influence and Four of Pentacles, highly obsessed, clingy, clings to it. You will not have it, okay? If I'm gonna lose, you're gonna lose. But you're not losing here because I do see that you're gonna be very successful. You're gonna be very successful. What else? What else? Page. Small person, small. I don't see that this individual by the Page of Wands has any possibility, any strengths to even win. Small result. Okay, nothing. Nothing. And Ten of Swords at the end of the deck. And the bottom. Small. Whoever's fighting you cannot do anything, see? This individual trying to lie. Pathological lie. Utilizing lies. So he or she is not going to be sued and lose money to pay you out, right? Lies. Some sort of page. Page of Wands is a small person, insignificant, has no resources, has no tools, has no mental capabilities of actually getting away with what he or she has done to you. Show me who is this person. Show me who is this person. Some sort of empress. Woman, feminine energy. Empress. Queen of Pentacles reversed. Flip over. She's pissed. Materialistic gold-digging empress. Fighting over money. Lying. Jealousy. Jealous of you. But there's a card of lovers here, see? Family. Family. She doesn't want to lose status. She doesn't want to lose money, really. And, of course, what is this individual doing? Definitely a witchcraft. Well, she's trying to. Okay, she's trying. Whether she's actually capable of doing anything or whoever she's paying capable of doing anything, that's another story. Because if this individual were to be strong as she thinks of herself, right? She thinks of herself that she could outsmart you, that she could win, but she's a page. It's a gold digger page, meaning she does not have the resources nor mental capabilities to succeed, but she's trying. Okay? She's trying and she's losing. She understands that. See, it's over for her. It's over. Her happiness is over. She's not happy. She's miserable, pathetic. But she's the one that declared this war to you, right? She's the one that did this to you. Maybe because of lovers. Maybe she wanted to be with your man, ex-boyfriend, maybe ex-partner. Maybe this is your ex's current partner or baby mama, okay? Or it could be generally any woman. A woman that really wants that pentacle at any cost. So her lies lead her nowhere. The more she lies, the more deeper and deeper she gets into a circle of criminality. She did not stop. She did not leave you alone. She continued on harming you. But it's ending for her. It is ending. What does this woman wanted, really? What did she wanted? Or what does she want? What does she think she's going to achieve? What did she wanted? Once again, Queen of Pentacles, money. Money. She could be an earth sign. Capricorn or Virgo. Right? She's an earth sign. She wanted money. That's what she wanted. Money, opportunity, financial abundance. Wealth, stability, status. Right? That's really what was this whole war is about. What else did you wanted? So she came in herself, persona. What else she wanted? Stability, balance in life. She wanted financial stability, financial balance. This is about money. Okay? Two of Pentacles, balance, success. What else did you wanted? Again, money. It's all about money. She wanted to live a comfortable life. Look at this Ace of Pentacles. For some reason, at the beginning, she perceived you as a challenge, as a competition. She could have competed with you. Maybe, once again, due to the Lovers card, because of some sort of masculine. She's seen this masculine as her chance, right? Her only chance. But you run away, and look, she was celebrating, right? Look at this. Wow. 3 of Cups. Happy, la la la. She won. She won. She won only because she set you up. She won because she lied. And she was actually celebrating that her scheme worked. I wonder if she would have ever won fair and square. She never did. She got in these pentacles. She did, see? Almost every single card is about money. 9 of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. Twice her come up persona, Queen of Pentacles. 2 of Pentacles, right? Stability. She has been holding these strong positions for a very long time. And maybe she forgotten that this is not over. This is just a beginning. She won a fight through deception, but she lost the war because it's ending. Look, celebration, and now this is where she's at. 4 of Swords, nothing, stagnant, death, near death. She cannot move. There's no movement in her life. There's nothing. She knows what she did. But see, the thing is, I feel like she planned. Yeah, she's very scared because there's imprisonment of her. There is a jealous female who most likely an earth sign, either Capricorn or a Virgo, that is going to prison. 8 of Swords. She's scared. And if you take a look here, her eyes is closed. She's closing her own eyes. because she's willfully blindfolding herself. She does not understand that there is an investigation, that she will be going to prison for all of this deception, fraud, corruption, and everything that this sick woman have done to you. She could be in fact sick because there is a moon card. That's a pathological liar. She doesn't even realize that her every single move is monitored. She has nowhere to go. She has nowhere to run but to face the karma and the consequences that she herself created for herself. There's jail here. There's also an emperor here. Emperor with her. Empress and an emperor. Some self-proclaimed demonic drunk. Look at him. Look at him. Some male with this woman. There could be husband and wife as well. There is a man and a woman together that helped her to achieve this. Pentacles. Two people here. Water sign male, emperor. Could be also an earth sign. Could be Taurus. And the devil card. Look at this. Look at this psychopath going to prison, right? Maybe they together influence somebody to harm you. But I do see in particularly not, this woman's done. Okay, she's done. She thought her money saves her. She thought her contacts, her friends will help her. She thought that she's a perfect liar and will help her. But what concerned me is this pervert, this narcissist, also going to prison because there's some male here. Emperor. She's an empress. He's an emperor. But that power these people gotten was only through fraud and corruption and perjury. There's some drunk, toxic drunk. See, I'll explain to you exactly why I said so. The devil card and the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups represents self-pleasure. It's an individual that is costumed to live to his fullest. He could collect women as trophies. He could indulge in any activities that is demonic, like sexual perversions, abuse of power, alcohol, narcotics, any other prohibited substances. If the devil would not be here, and if Eight of Swords would not came through this read, I could have just said that this is an emperor that is happy with his life. But instead, this man that have been abusing you and targeting you for a very long time, he is a demonic person. And yes, he's facing imprisonment for demonic activities. He could be a drug dealer. He could be sexual predator. He could be abuser, torturer. He's facing jail for his activities. And this individual, this lunatic right now, completely sociopathic, does not even see it coming. This couple, this man and a woman, don't see it coming. They're oblivious. Their eyes are shut. So this is destruction that is happening. Soon you will be free from these idiots because they're truly psychopathic crazies, especially this male. So I will bring my attention to this male. And I see his eyes also shut. See? These people doesn't know it's coming. They have no clue what's coming. No clue. Big ego, right? I'll never get caught. This is what they say. I'll never get caught. Why are you so sure? That's my question. Why are you really that sure that you'll never get caught? You already got caught. It's depending how many counts have you trespassed. That's another question. What is the duration you criminally harassed victims? You can do the math. 1 year versus life, big difference. So in other words, they're both getting caught here. Both. So these are once again my wonderful collective, the changes you should expect. Let's take a look about this perverted pervert. Let's take a look about this pervert. What can you tell me about this male here? And matter of fact, these people, they're so confident. There's a lawyer. I see a card lawyer. Maybe it is some corrupt lawyer who has a law degree. Well, look at me. And I see this individual being Caucasian, okay? Caucasian. Very unattractive. Very unattractive. Something about his physical appearance that kind of creeps me out. Creepy. Like a creepo, okay? Unattractive. Maybe even older. Not young, older. 50s. But around there. Between 53, maybe 53 years old. 53 to 57, okay? And this smart-ass female over here, the gold digger, she's like, well, I got it all under control. No, these people don't have nothing under control. Absolutely nothing. They too oblivious. My card's flipping over. Too oblivious. I say I have police, military, government. Corruption, right? It's some sort of crook. Crook, government official. Maybe it's some corrupt cop. Corrupt military, corrupt government official, right? They're corrupt. There was a conspiracy. And after targeting you once again for such a long period of time, thinking that they'll get away with it, it's absolutely pathetic and ridiculous. They're co-workers, I see. Maybe this woman and this man are co-workers. So in other words, what can I say about this? They're definitely unhappy. There's a dark times ahead of these individuals. Because not only their corruption has been exposed, but the fact that they targeting you nonstop. Now it's a matter of revenge, right? Because remember, they're so self-important. In their personal opinion, they're highly important. Narcissistic, okay, big ego. So you're dealing here with crooks. I see water sign. Maybe he is a water sign. See, he comes up. He didn't come up as a water sign, but somebody here is a water sign. Oh, this is your psycho X stalker water sign. If any of you have a water sign X, he's stalking you. He's a psychotic stalker. Oh, let me see. You know what this could be? This could be where you try to report your ex for being a stalker. And these two crooks, instead of protecting you, ended up abusing you. That's a corruption, right? Or it could have been a water sign ex of yours and this self-proclaimed princess, this Queen of Pentacles, self-proclaimed empress, that is now stagnant, okay, stagnant, that went and seek help from some government official in power. And this corrupt drunk, because he is definitely sociopath, alcoholic, he doesn't give a shit about nothing. He has no morals, he has no integrity. He's a dark person, dark. Just like this woman over here that was jealous of you. Just like your water sign crazy psycho ex stalker. So in other words, you're not only being denied protection, but you're also being abused by a sociopath in a position of power. So I see that this psychopath over here in a position of power, this crook, he's the one that is right now the last person left. In regards of your psycho ex, he's done. The jealous female, she's done, okay? If they haven't been arrested yet, it's only a matter of time. Because this sicko is standing on the way for now, which he is now finished. He's losing. He's losing. He cannot justify this corruption and this conspiracy that was taking place against you by corrupt cops, military, and government. Why did the government did not protected you? Why did the cops did not protected you? Why? Because they had personal gains. So let's analyze this pervert over here. What was in it for this psychopath? The woman here, like I said, she was jealous of you, okay? She was only out for money. There's some lover situation. She wanted to break you up. I'm not even too concerned about this female over here, the gold digger. She's not even matter. Let's analyze this pervert, because he is the one that's actually going to prison, because he is the one that inflicted most harm to you. This crook in a position of power. He's in a position of power. I will remove this sociopathic woman. Why I'm going to remove her? Because she's already done. Her bullshit is done. She's exposed. She was celebrating too early. Remember when I told you she was celebrating her own so-called victory, her plan of setting you up? She would have not achieved it. And the only way this woman that was fighting with you, clearly, yes, through magic as well, because she's also demonically oppressed. This is the card of the witch, and this is the card of the lovers, right? She did something to separate you. She tried everything. Slander, lies, calling the cops, calling lawyers, calling everybody, because that's a sick woman. So I'm going to set aside this sick woman, and let's analyze today what's really matter. And what's really matter, what is up here to me, is this demonically oppressed emperor in a position of authority. He's the one that is in fact responsible for why you have suffered for years with no end. Okay? So what can you tell me about this sociopath? Once again, I already said he is part of the police, military, and government. And he's corrupt. He's crook. So my question is, what was in it for him? Why did he choose to believe a jealous, sick, earth sign female, either Virgo or Capricorn? Why did this sociopath chose to protect your ex-sick stalker that's still probably stalking you? Why law failed you? Why is this sick, self-serving idiot abused you on the first place? What was in it for him? And that's what I'm going to analyze right now. What is this sociopath wanted? Why was there corruption and conspiracy? Because see, I feel like by analyzing this card of Nine of Cups, I feel like he just doesn't even give a shit. He doesn't care. At that point, he thought he'll never get caught because he's the law. He thought of himself then, well, I'm powerful, I'm in charge, I'm in a position of authority. Who gonna question my power? Nobody can remove me. Could be a corrupt judge. You understand? And remember, judges are constitutionally appointed, which means the only way you would remove corrupt judge is through the Supreme Court. How often do you see judges being removed? Not that often. But judges are not above the law either. And they cannot abuse their power and authority. But whoever this sociopath is, he is a Caucasian, he has glasses, he has a blonde hair, European descent, Irish, Scottish, from Holland, some like that. Okay? Square face, square glasses, a creepo that thinks of himself that he's powerful. So what is this creepo wanted? But he doesn't see he's going to prison. He thinks that he's untouchable, right? That's what he thinks. I'm untouchable. I have everything. Soon you'll have nothing. He's corrupt, for sale. He will be humiliated. Humiliated with his so-called corruption and his greed. Because he chose to protect your abusers. He chose to deny your right of protection. He chose to abuse your amended rights and your constitutional rights. He thought you're not worthy of protection only because he's a self-serving piece of shit coward. And he will be humiliated for exactly who he is. He will be exposed. Nobody's going to put up with this psychopath much longer. And that's exactly what distractions are taking. See, justice. This piece of shit wanted to humiliate you, wanted to abuse you. No, no. You are going to jail. You will be exposed. You will be humiliated for your own idiotic conspiracy plot and corruption. This is what I see. Yeah, he will be, I don't want to say the word, booted, softly said, from his power. Loser. Despicable, disgusting human being. Well, exactly. Devil, right? And he's going to have a heavy burden for the rest of his life. He's going to suffer. He's going to suffer like he made you suffer. He thinks nobody knows, right? Nobody knows, he thinks. Has been investigated for almost a decade, but nobody knows, eh? Yeah, he's right now currently fighting you. He has been fighting you, right? Like I said, he has been fighting you. He's trying to prove that you are not part of his conspiracy and corrupted plan. That's what he's fighting. He's trying to blame you. He's trying to blame a victim. Idiot. It's an idiot. Complete idiot. So what made this individual participate in this corruption, even though he works for the government, okay? He works for the government. Cops work for the government. Military works for the government. He could have been a cop, military, or government employee. They're all part of the government. So my question is, what would initially made this individual participate in this corruption? And soon he will be tried legally. He will be sued. There's a criminal charges coming to him. What did he want it? Why did he do it? Okay, card of transition, transitional job. This is the card of the master, which is kind of like in a tarot traditional deck, means employment, right? Job, of course. This sociopath was in a transitional state. Transitional state to transfer his skills elsewhere, to get a better job, to get a better position. Okay, that's really what he wants. There's a transition for him. Some sort of transition. Maybe financial transition. But I do see he's still getting boomerang, even for what he did. He's getting boomerangs. Like I said, it's not a good time. See, destructions. He's losing. And he's losing his shit. because there's a CSIS involved, FBI involved, there's Interpol, international special forces involved, forces that are beyond this idiot even understanding of who's involved. It's a serious deal. It's not minor little, oh, whoopsie doopsie doo. Okay, no, it's a serious corruption. And his arrogance, that is despicable and disgusting, will not protect this lunatic from destructions. And as you can see now, he's getting his boomerang, right? There's something to do with money here. Money, prosperity, finances. Something here he gotten as a result of participation of this corruption. He got rewarded. Rewarded how? By money, by position, by skills. Let's clarify this situation. What exactly was in it for this individual, for this crook? But honestly, he's disgusting. I feel like energy is disgusting. I see there was a political interference, which means somebody from a political party. You know, there's a different types of political parties, right? There's like right wing, left wing, Republicans, there's like, I don't know, liberals, conservative, depending where you are. But the party that was in charge influenced him to do this. So it was beneficial. It's politics. It's a dirty, corrupt politics. You understand? Politics. And that's why perhaps this idiot over here thought to himself, well, I know politicians. I'm untouchable. So therefore, by the devil card, I can act as dumb as I want to, and nobody's going to touch me. That's that arrogance coming from. You understand? What could anybody do to me? I'm protected. I'm privileged. But there was a political interference. Political interference. In other words, members of the political party, corrupt political party, wanted to push that inhumane, degrading, and torturous product on you, if that makes sense. See, and these idiots still think that nobody's watching them. Even though I mentioned it, who's watching? Nobody's above the law. Nobody's above the law. You have to understand. Doesn't matter who you are. I don't care. And that's why cops knew that you were a victim of crime. Cops knew that you're crazy, sick, water sign ex, pathological, sociopathic, obsessive stalker. They knew he's stalking you. They also knew about this gold-digging, sociopathic, jealous Queen of Pentacles. They knew that, but they didn't do shit because of this piece of shit covered. Because the corruption is within the government. And government in charge of the police. This is not a secret who's involved here. It's a military. Political interference on military. Maybe this covered is a general of military. There's some sort of military project. Classified. I don't know why military is involved, though. Military usually do stuff that is highly classified. That it involves severe violation of human rights. Military don't get involved in police work. They do experiments, though. Right? Cops don't do it. Military does. So as you can see, yeah, greed, power, promotion, money. Yeah, this piece of shit got money, like I said. There was a promise to this covered from a political party that he will secure and score a job. If he do this, if he pushes through it on you. He got promoted. It was all about money. See? Greed, Power, promotion, money. Military. But like I said, my wonderful collective, I already mentioned that these people are done. Yeah, they're friends. They were friends, friendship relationship. They were all friends. Politician and this member of military. They were best buds, friends. Friends did this. Of course, because who else would do it if not friends? Who's the other person? We've seen the first person. Who's the other person? Between who? Who was the friends here? Who was the friend? Who's the other friend? We've seen this toxic emperor. Who is the friend? Somebody from military, maybe perhaps, that no politician, or a politician that knows military. Who's the other person? Who is the friend of this demonically oppressed sociopath? Who is the friend? Show me the other friend. Male in uniform. Male. Air sign. Two dudes. Two dudes. Two cowards are friends. There they are. Both sick. Both nutcases. Both perverts. Both drunks. One could be a politician. Actually. This could be a politician. The demonic one. The sicko. Friends with a soldier. Right? Because emperor's power. Not strong enough power as a military general or military commander. But there's a two men here. Emperor could be earth sign. He could be an earth sign. He could be a Taurus. Taurus. So April, May. Very arrogant. Doesn't have to be. And there is a man who is an air sign. So they're friends. This was a military. Military. You see? Military. Friends. And political interference. They're friends. Meaning somebody knows somebody. And they're like, hey, why don't we... This could be police and military friends. Okay? Cop and military officer as well, or a general, whatever. But the fact remains the fact that there was a conspiracy, there was a corruption here, and you suffered. Why would this piece of shit targeted you and not your abusers? Why were you targeted? Why? Because you were an easy target? Why you? They were friends. Well, look at these crappy, corrupt friends. We just want to make sure that they do not share the same jail cell. So they are separated. Okay? We keep them separated. One will go to one prison. The other one will go to another prison. Federal prison, of course. Because they would not leave you alone. They continuously harmed you. They continuously wanted to humiliate you. They belittled you. Like it is your fault that you are all of a sudden this victim of crime and victim of torture. It's your fault. How is that your fault if these piece of shits got deal? A member of the political party promised a cover for military promotion. How is that your fault? It's not your fault. So now, think, my wonderful collective, what do you think these lunatics should receive for their idiotic corruption, stalking, assault, abuse, and torture? They still gonna lie and bullshit through their teeth because they're delusional. This is what these friends wanted. So much was promised. The world was promised. Look at all of these cups. Victory, new home, money, possession, power, women. They sure promised a lot. This emperor promised this covered a lot if he pushes this through and finds a victim. And yet, a true victim was found. Instead of being protected, you've been abused. Not a criminal act of yours. But yeah, this mermaid comes up again. This Queen of Pentacles. Again, maybe she was friends with one of them. Maybe this Queen of Pentacles was friends with one of the dude. Or maybe she had relationship with him. See? Page of Cups, intimate relationship. It's two men and a woman here involved. This woman might have knew one of this man. Because she comes up again. All of them made money. Yeah, see, 6 of Cups. 6 of Cups. Oh, I know you so well. I want to help you. But you're so charming, right? Well, let's work together. Yeah. They helped her. They helped this woman to abuse you. And you didn't deserve that. You didn't. You didn't deserve that. And every single one of these so-called humans will be held accountable. They can think nobody's watching. They can think that you don't know anything. But too bad for them, it's not true. So they wanted promotion here, see? 10 of Swords. They're done. They're finished. What are they going to do? What are they going to do? This is their destiny, see? Fate. Their fate is to lose. Their fate is to be defeated. And they will be piled up with every single criminal offense that was done to you. Every single one of them. Whatever they have done. Every single falsified documents, every single false statement, everyone whom they hired, paid to target you, to harm you, to abuse you. Everybody is going to be exposed here. Everybody. And this is what type of destructions is happening. And as I said, this is beyond your control, because you may not even knew who these crooks are. You probably don't. And this was very well known by the first rune. If I can pick it up. The rune Hagalas, which is uncontrolled forces, destruction, natural worth, external input. Meaning that these covers are having serious problems with other government officials, other politicians, and other political parties. Nobody's putting up with this nonsense, abuse, because it benefited them. Not everybody is corrupt. And at the end of the day, a good servant of the society and of the public, they sworn an oath to protect humanity and people, their nation. They're not going to allow these cowards to continue on bullshitting and get away with this idiotic so-called promotion. It's not how it works. Not how it works. For every tough leader, there's always going to be somebody more stronger and more smarter. Their destiny is to lose. And on top of that, like I said, what's coming, they're getting boomerangs. Because they didn't stop. That's their problem. If they would have backed off and left you alone, maybe it would have been a different story. Maybe they would have received a lesser sentence. But this was continuously ongoing. Their abuse escalated over and over and over again. Okay. All right. Let's see what else about these crazies over here. One is younger, one is older. A little younger, not too much younger. What else about them? Life insurance, debt, money. Life insurance. Or something to do with insurance scam. Maybe it was an insurance scam. I see life insurance and I see debt. They're in debt. Money. They're losing money. They will owe money. Okay? Maybe another thing that they could also be, once again, participating with this whole conspiracy is to do with life insurance. There's something going on with life policy. Life insurance fraud. Or to do with some sort of insurance. I don't know what insurance that is. But I'm doing particularly something in related with life insurance. There is a debt and there is money. Maybe it's another subsequent scheme that they have is to do with life insurance. Or maybe they have taken a life insurance policy on you. Okay, and this is what's become known. Something to do with a debit card, something to do with money. Okay? Scammers, they're scammers. Corrupt scammers. I see female here, life insurance. Female life insurance. Maybe she, yeah, jealous female and life insurance. Maybe she owns a life insurance company. Maybe she opened a business to do with life insurance. Female here is jealous of you. Okay? Remember that Queen of Pentacles came up earlier? She's the one that friends with these clowns, or one of these clowns from military or police or government, whatever. That's why nobody helped you. That's why nobody helped you, because this woman here, female, was jealous of you. And she knew these people. That's why no cops listened to you, because the cops' mouths were shut. Because the cops received an order not to protect you. From whom and why? Because maybe this woman had an affair with one of this man. And she did, we've seen it. But some to do with a woman and life insurance here and money. She's in debt. The root cause is jealousy, see? Male and female. They did. They weren't in it together. Maybe there was, maybe these people did wanted your money. But they need to look into a life insurance scam here. Either a life insurance company, life insurance something. It's all traceable. It's all traceable. Clean up. They're cleaning up their mess right now. They're trying to clean up anyway. They're trying to clean up something. Some to do with some sort of scam. Money scam. That perhaps to do with life insurance. But it's too late. It's too late. And I also see they're in debt as well. But man and a woman here are trying to clean up. See, intuition. They have a feeling. They're scared. They know that they either figuring it out already, that they're watched for this whole scam. Yeah, too late. They should have figured it out 5 years ago. It's too late now. But there's something to do with money here going on. Life insurance scams. Maybe they're scamming people. Or maybe they're looking for people. There's some sort of corruption, but through abuse of power. Like through certain people, right? Like scammers. And 100% scammers. You know scammers, right? Where somebody's stealing somebody's identity, pretending to be them, maybe applying something, maybe selling life insurance. There's something to do with insurance fraud or insurance scam. And right now they're trying to hide it. Yeah, and they had an affair. I told you they had an affair. So that time where your rights were abused, where your protection was denied, even though you sincerely needed it protection. You needed to be protected from your stalker ex. But cops didn't even listen. You needed to be protected with this sick, jealous woman. But nobody were there for you. Nobody helped you. That's all because of this sick man was friends with somebody in military. And he's a pervert. This man is a sick pervert. Sexual pervert. Creepo. He's also going to jail. Especially if he even ever been inside your home. If this pervert man was inside your home, he is going to prison. He's going to prison regardless. Regardless. But if he or anybody even dared to trespass on your premises, they will 100% go into jail. 100%. Yeah, so this is once again what is happening. What is happening? Now you know. Now you know where justice was denied to you. Justice was denied because one male pervert over here that is now in debt, both of them are in debt. He had an affair with this woman together. They had a deal. This pervert, who could be a cop or a military, he knew somebody in politics, or maybe he knew a lawyer, or he knew a judge. You know how it goes. They're kind of like all know each other. So point is, everybody's busted here. This jealous female, because the plan here was in fact these two. Okay, these two scammers. The jealous female and a male. They had an affair. Woman was jealous of you, so she must have known you, or she was jealous of you, okay? There's also some sort of scam between these two in regards to life insurance. I do see that they're in debt right now. And this is a scam in regards of money. Okay, life insurance. That's what kind of business keeping them together. And an affair. Okay, you can see it clearly here. But I also see here that this man who had an affair with this jealous woman, he's a pervert. And there's something to do with trespass, being inside of your home. And even though they're trying to clean up this whole connection, right? Because remember, this pervert was friends with somebody in military and politics. And he was friends with this person, okay? So once again, this is also will be linked. Also will be linked. Once again, this whole so-called community receiving boomerangs. And this is so-called from law, meaning that they will face criminal court, superior court for their offenses against you. So who won? You did. You won. You think this jealous sociopathic woman won? No. No, she's nothing but a jealous gold digger. There's no winning for her. And in regards, once again, just because you know somebody or at one point you proclaim yourself to be above the law, it doesn't mean anything. You still have to act within the law, within the boundaries of a policy, within the boundaries of a constitution, within the boundaries of the humane international policies. You cannot create your own law just because you feel like it. So that's the part of destruction of your enemies. They're done. They're done. Now let's take a look over here. I do see that you're freeing yourself. See, this is the card of crossroads and freedom. Soon you will, these idiots will be in prison. They will no longer cross your path in life ever again. Ever again. This is an absolute freedom. Where you're going to keep the pervert, the fuck out of your life. Because clearly this pervert is sick in the head. Clearly this sick woman is also sick in the head. So-called politician, the political interference sociopath, clearly doesn't give a shit about his appointment. He's also sociopath and also a sick pervert. These people have no part of your life. You will free yourself from these people because they are done. They're done. Investigation only was given to do for a certain period of time. This time is right now. The future for you, prosperity, peace, joy, stability, jealousy, balance. Your life will be balanced when these enemies will be gone out of your life. Because sick people belong in prison. Criminals belong in prison, in jail, federal jail. Federal jail for life. Because your life was destroyed due to their own so-called some sort of life insurance bullshit fraud. Maybe they were out to get your money. Maybe they found out that you got an insurance policy settlement and they wanted to steal that from you. They're sick, you understand? Sickos that are out to steal from you. Not this time. Not ever. Not ever. Ever. Piece of shits. Love lives. Let's see what else the future holds for you. Eclipse and Pisces, free will. Serve your higher purpose. You know what? This was your purpose. It truly was. Your higher purpose to go through these enemies. Maybe you ask many of times yourself, well, what was this for? Why did I had to face these perverted, sick human beings, demonically oppressed? Because there was a purpose for you. Pisces is what? Pisces is a symbol of intuition, right? What does it mean when you serve a higher purpose? Pisces is all about psychic abilities, fish, water, intuition. Intuitively. You intuitively won. You could have relied solely on your intuition to expose these sick people. That is ability, unique ability. It's a gift. And that is your gift, right? You served a higher purpose. This could have been the will of God himself for you to do this, for you to expose these idiots. Because nobody else was capable of doing that, but you could. You did it. You did it. So you have so much to be proud about. Be proud of yourself. Be proud of your strengths. Because you truly faced the most sickest of the sick of this humanity. You weren't broken. That was the higher purpose. And relevantly, you will be awarded accordingly. What else? Moon and Libra, love. Love. Bring peace to your life and your relationship will flourish. Libra is about balance. And it's also about self-love. Love, you will love yourself more. You will appreciate yourself more. You will face these criminals face to face in their sentencing. Trust me, you will not miss the Supreme Court trials. You will look at these piece of shit asses when they at the stand of the accused, acting like a maniac, mentally unfit, screaming and yelling, you will understand then how strong you actually are to face these cowards. And you will love yourself. This is about self-love. This is about higher purpose. It's about you understanding truly who you are and valuing yourself even more. Like a soldier that been through a war, unfair war. Let me remind you, unfair war. There's no fairness in this war. It was you versus these 6 son of a bitches, perverts. You were alone. And you fought all of these love lives by yourself. How could you not love yourself after what you've been through? You will love yourself more. You will value yourself more. Because you will say, I did it. I actually did it. I knocked down and I put in prison the most sickest of the sick. You know how many people will cheer you on? You know how many people vouch for you, support you? So be proud of yourself. This is in fact about love, self-love. You did it with grace. You did it with love. You didn't become bitter. You didn't all of a sudden started to hate everybody, hating the whole world because of you 3 idiots. One jealous woman, gold digger, nutcase. The other one is a pervert who was screwing her. And the third one is some so-called self-proclaimed emperor. Come on. It's all about you. You did it yourself. And of course, Sun in Aquarius is about opportunity, readiness for change. You're ready for this change, right? You will not seize the opportunity, meaning the horizons will open up for you. No matter which way you go, you'll succeed. You'll succeed because if you succeeded dealing with this demonically oppressed people that I mentioned earlier, you'll succeed in anything. There will be no stopping you. No stopping you. So have no boundaries, no restrictions. You will continue on being the loving person you are, the kind person you are. You're free. Your spirit wasn't broken, even though this sick was tried. But you know what? If one is a born pervert, you cannot change that. Clearly, he's a sexual pervert, sick in the head. He's an embarrassment to his family, his mother and father, that gave birth to such a sick pervert. Same thing with this gold digger, HOER, what she's good for. Money, chasing money to make herself feel better. Or what about that drunk emperor self-proclaimed? What is he good for? A piece of shit. A piece of shit. That thought of himself he's above the law. Your enemies are not even worth of a single hair on your head. They're nothing. They're nothing. They're bitter, they're jealous, they're angry, they're sick. You take care of your heart. Take care of yourself, take care of your love. Know that as long as your heart will not turn bitter, the sea is your oyster, meaning that you have no restrictions. You understand? So keep that in mind. Okay. All right, my beautiful, wonderful souls. I admire you. And I admire your strengths and your kindness and your determination. You are a winner, you were a winner, and you will always be one. You just need to know that. And always remember, no matter what you're going through, things will pass. It's a long storm, but at the end of the day, there is a rainbow. Okay? Okay, my beautiful sweethearts, this was the reading for you. I do hope you enjoyed it. I know I got a little bit emotional at the beginning of the reading, right? I just cannot stand to see such cowards treating anybody this way. Okay, not even an animal deserves to be treated this way. Not even an animal. Don't mind a human being like yourself that needed to be protected and cared for in the first place. Justice at the end of the day always prevails. Always. And soon you will witness it yourself. Once again, if you're new, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, Kimmy, so much for your support. I truly appreciate you all. And I guess I will see you then tomorrow. Enjoy your day, evening, night, morning. Depends where you are in this beautiful whole world. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.